Hello guys, in this video we will create together Ethereum Solidity smart contract with ICO shop logic. In this video we are not create full website with front end and back end, we just create a smart contract. Maybe we will create front end in next videos, or you can create front end by yourself. But in this video we will create smart contract that allows us to sell our tokens for buyers. So in this video we will create token contract and ICO shop contract with a lot of functions inside. So it will be sell token function, buy token function, token withdraw function, Ethereum withdraw function, and 5 or 6 additional functions. So guys, I think it will be interesting. I think you will get a new nice experience. Of course, as usually, I will put our contracts in our GitHub. Link for the GitHub will be at the description for this video, so check it please. Now let's go to Remix IDE and let's start our contract creation. Okay guys, we are at the Remix IDE. We can start. Let's create token contract for first. So let's create token sol file. So to create our token we use code from OpenZeppelin wizard. The name of our token will be Bonnie token. You can choose your name by yourself. The symbol will be BT and premint, for example, 777. Mint number, it is not important now because we will little bit change this code later. Also add ownable library. Copy this code, Ctrl+C, and paste to our Remix IDE. A little bit zoom. So guys, this is the default code for ERC20 tokens. It is good for us, but let's a little bit upgrade this code. For first, I want that we will put amount of total supply for our tokens when we just create our contract. So by default it is 777, but I want to put by myself this amount. So I create new variable in Constructor, new uint variable. So I already create this new variable with name total supply and put it instead of my 777 numbers. And now by default the decimals is 18. I don't want 18 decimals for my tokens. I don't want a lot of zero, so I will change decimals function to 0. Let's make it. So we take decimals function from ERC20 library and just replace it to 0. Of course we can make here 1 or 2 or 3 different numbers. I create 0. So this 0 will take this decimals function and my total supply will be number that I will put multiplied by 10 to the extent 0. So here will be 0 and my total supply we will set later. Now guys, my token contract is ready. It is simple. Let's create a shop ICO contract. So we create a new file, name it shop.sol, enter. Here I will import license, compile Solidity version and two libraries, ERC20 token interface and also ownable library. Also I want import this token contract because I will call some functions from my token, and also I want to deploy my token contract when I will deploy my shop contract. So with my shop will deploy it also and my token. So let's import my token contract. Now guys, let's create contract for our ICO shop and add ownable library for it. Now let's create my token variable, so it need to be with the name of my contract from my token, and name it as token. Then let's create a new variable also with public status. It will be with name rate. So this variable rate will help us to set a price for our token. We will use rate variable in buy token function. Now guys, let's create constructor. Now constructor is ready. In constructor we just put rate amount and put rate amount to rate variable. So in constructor we can set a value for our rate variable. We will finish constructor little bit later. Now guys, let's create function that will deploy our token instantly when we will deploy this shop contract. Guys, our function that deploy our token is ready. Guys, we remember that in our token constructor we need to put amount of token supply, so how much tokens we need to create. So when we call this create token for sale function, for first we can call it only from owner. Then when we call this function we need to put amount of tokens that we need to create, and then we put all of this to Bonnie token variable. Now let's call this function from our constructor. So just copy this to our constructor and we will put amount of tokens that we will create it from this uint variable. And now guys, if we will deploy our shop contract, already deployed the token contract, but the owner of shop contract will be one address and the owner for token contract will be address of the shop contract, but it is not very comfortable. So we need to make the logic that we have one owner. So we deploy our shop contract and we have one owner for this, and we also have similar owner for our token contract. So let's create this function and we will put this function to constructor as well. So guys, this function is ready, so we call our token contract with transfer ownership function. Transfer ownership function, it is from ownable library that we have in shop contract and also we have in token contract. Now let's add this function to our constructor. So when we deploy shop contract, we change our token contract to message sender, and message sender, it is address that call this constructor. So the owner for shop contract and token contract will be the same. I hope guys you understand this logic. If you have some questions, contact me on a Telegram and I will tell you all information that you need. Now guys, let's create two small additional functions. For example, we need to change this rate variable after we deploy our contract, and maybe we want to change this token later after we deploy our contract. Maybe we have second token, or we have different tokens, or we want to use this contract for different projects, so we need this function. So let's make it. This function will be of course only for owner, so we add this modifier. Okay guys, our function is ready. It is simple, so we call new rate function. This function can call only owner, and we set amount of this integer, and this integer we put to our rate variable. With similar logic, we will create a new address for our token. And about require, we require that a new rate variable need be more than 0. If it is 0, we just cancel it our transaction with 0 rate amount message. Now let's create new address token function. It will be with little bit a similar logic. Guys, this function is ready, logic similar and simple, so we call new token function. This function can call only owner. We put new address variable and then set this address to token variable, so it will be our new token, and this requires that new address is not 0 address. Now guys, let's create two functions. If we want to withdraw tokens that are not selling yet, and the second function we will call if we want to withdraw our Ethereum that we earn from our tokens selling, because when we sell our tokens we get Ethereum to our address, because of course we can't just sell our tokens for free. For first, let's create a withdraw function. Okay guys, this token withdraw function is ready. Of course, this function can call only owner. Now we have some errors. It is because we call token balance function that we don't have yet. So here logic is very simple. We require that token balance for our shop is more than 0, and then we will transfer these tokens that we are not sell to owner. This owner function is of course from ownable library, so we transfer tokens from our shop to owner. And how much we transfer the value that we have in token balance function. So let's create a token balance function now. Token balance function will return the token balance that we have, so it is very simple. So let's create token balance function now. So our token balance function is ready. This function just return how much tokens we have in our contract address. Balance of function we have in ERC20 library, and also we have this function in ERC20 library. Guys, you need to check these libraries by yourself, please. So now we understand how much tokens we have in our shop with this function, and then we can withdraw these tokens because our token balance function is ready. So we transfer our token from our address to our owner, and how much we transfer amount that return this function, so it is easy. Now guys, let's create withdraw Ethereum function, but before let's create similar function to understand how much Ethereum we have in our address. It will be very simple function. So our function is ready. It is very simple. This function just return how much Ethereum we have in our shop address. Now guys, let's create function that will help us to withdraw our Ethereum from our shop address. So guys, either withdraw function is ready. Of course, this function can call only owner. We require that our ether balance more than 0. We remember that ether balance we return with this function, where we return balance of our shop. So we return amount of ether that we have in our shop contract, put in ether balance function, and then we transfer to our owner amount of ether balance. So guys, our withdrawal functions are ready. We can withdraw our Ethereum, we can withdraw our token, and now we just need to create the main function. It is buy token function and sell token functions. Let's make it. Guys, our buy token function is ready. Now I understand how it works. So we call buy token function with payable status. We add payable status because in this function we will send Ethereum from our buyer. In this situation our buyer will be message sender, of course. Then we require that value that buyer will send for us is more than 0, because we don't want 0 from our buyer. It need be more than 0. Then we create new variable, token amount. This variable will help us understand how much token we need to send for our buyer, and this variable we get from message value. So message value, it is how much Ethereum buyer sent for us. So message value divided our rate variable. We remember that we have rate variable. So for example, if we set our rate as 1 and buyer will send for us 1 way, for example, it will be mean that token amount will be 1 and we will send for buyer 1 token. Of course, we require the token amount less or equal our tokens balance, because if token amount much more, we just can't to send this amount because we don't have enough in our shop balance. So our function buy token is ready, and now let's create sell token function. So guys, our sell token function is ready. So when we call this sell token function, our buyer need to put how much token he or she want to sell. Then buyer talk allowance function. Allowance function, it is from ERC20 contract. This function we need to call when we allow our contract, our shop, to take our tokens. So of course, if we sell our tokens, this shop will take it. so we need to give permission to the shop to take our tokens. So we can do this with allowance function. Then we create variable ether amount, so we understand how much Ethereum we will give to our buyer. When our buyer will sell our tokens, then we require that our token allowance more than token amount, and then we transfer token from our buyer to our shop address, and here how much token buyer want to sell. And last line of code, it is transfer of Ethereum to our buyer. Guys, our logic is ready, our contract is ready. We have now all functions that we need. So in our shop, the buyer can buy token, the buyer can sell token. We as owners, we can change token address, we can put our rate, we can check balance of token in our shop, we can check balance of Ethereum, we can withdraw Ethereum, we can withdraw tokens. So we have everything. So let's deploy and test it. So I go to deploy button. I'm stay in Remix London environment and will deploy our contract from first address. So before we click deploy, we need to set token amount, so how much tokens we want to create, and rate amount. For example, I will create 125 tokens with rate 1. It is not good rate because it means that the price for our token will be only one way. Okay guys, it is not a good function, so I will open Ethereum converter, and for example I want that the price for my one token will be 0.1 Ethereum. I like this price a lot, so I copy way amount and paste it to my rate amount. For example, I will create only 75 tokens and click transact. Guys, so we have transaction rejected because we have one big mistake in our constructor. We change owner before we create token. It is not right. We need to create token for first, and then only we need to change owner. Replace it, please. For first create token, put it to our variable, and then change owner. Let's try again. So 75 tokens I will create with rate, copy from Ethereum converter. The price for my one token will be 0.1 Ethereum. So copy from converter way amount and paste it here. Come back to our token contract. I will put decimals as 0. I do not want any decimals, and try to deploy. Yes, we see the transaction is done, so everything is good. Open it. So this is only our shop function, but where is our token contract? Now I will show you how to open it. So let's check some function. For example, we can check our rate. For example, we can check our token address. We can check token balance 75. We can check our owner DDC4 that we have when we deploy our contract DDC4. Ether balance are 0 now, of course. Now let's check our token contract. So copy this token address, go to our token file and paste it here, add address. And now our token address are called. Here we also can check name, for example, symbol, owner. Owner is the same as in our shop contract. It is because we have this function in our constructor, change owner token function. So guys, let's test some function. For example, our buyer will be addressed with 2148 numbers, and the buyer will send for us 1 Ethereum. So I think this buyer will buy 10 tokens. Click buy token function. Okay, transaction is done. We see that our buyer sent for us 1 Ethereum. We can check it in Ether balance function. We see that now we have 1 Ethereum. If we copy this amount and paste it to our convector, we understand that it is 1 Ethereum. And if we check token balance of our shop, it is now 65, but before it was 75. So we sent for the buyer 10 tokens. Now, for example, our buyer want to sell 5 tokens, and 5 tokens he want to save. Our buyer need to add to our allowance these 5 tokens for first. So our buyer will provide allow to our shop to take our token. So copy our shop address, paste to approve function, and amount will be 5 tokens. Make transaction, and now our buyer can sell 5 token. We find sell token function, put 5 and click sell. Transaction is done. Now our balance is 70, before was 65, and now Ether balance is not 1 Ethereum, it is 0.5 Ethereum. And for example, we owner of the shop and we want to withdraw Ethereum. Click Ether withdraw, and it is with and transaction rejected with message caller is not the owner, because we call this function from buyer address. Our owner is this address, and now let's withdraw Ethereum, call withdraw, and transaction is ready. Our owner get Ethereum, balance of our shop 0, and balance of our buyer is 5 token, as we see. Guys, I'm happy that all functions is work. You can test another functions by yourself. Please take some time for it. I think we already test the main logic, the main functions. Hope everything will be understandable for you. Again, try to read Open Zeppelin libraries, Ownable, ERC20 library, interface ERC20 library. Take some time for this. You will find link for Open Zeppelin Wizard, for Ethereum converter, for Remix IDE at the GitHub. Check description for this video. If you like this video, if you want to support this channel, please put finger, make subscription please. Also you can send for me some crypto, or you can buy my NFT from OpenSea. Now guys, I think we can finish. So see you in the next videos. Bye for now.